Sometimes I feel like a star, but only strictly where I'm famous. I'm in this for the longest haul, like we'll see where it takes us. I'm throwing back these double shots like whiskey here is weightless. Cause this career I chose was even riskier than Vegas, yo.
Oh, hello, everybody. Welcome. It's another Thursday night. Colby Rebel Live here. And we have such a fantastic show in store for you tonight. But I want to say welcome and hope you're settling in. Go grab your cocktail or your coffee, whatever you need to help get through the show. We are going to take some callers tonight, so maybe get into that phone queue, and I'll go over that in a little bit more. Really going to be a fun show, but let me just make a couple quick announcements before we dive into introducing our guests tonight. So we have our Sunday service. That is this Sunday on Mother's Day. And we decided to have it Mother's Day to honor all those moms in heaven. And for anyone who has their mom in the living, to bring her on by to the center, as we're going to be connecting to Spirit, delivering messages, giving a message from Spirit. And it's really just a fabulous, fabulous day. We have Jules Davis giving a talk on crystals. We have Lima Bergman, Jennifer Phillips, and Yusan Shin. They're going to be delivering the messages from Spirit. So it's always so much fun. So wanted to make sure you get there. And you guys, next week, I will be in Jersey. I cannot wait to go home and see all my peeps back there. I always love coming home. I am doing a big event. It is selling out. So if you want a ticket, please don't wait to grab it. Sip with Spirit. It is going to be wine tasting with some hors d'oeuvres. It's a beautiful setting over a lake. And then I have the honor of delivering messages from Spirit. And we have a blast. It's a lot of fun. It's very social. It's very relaxed. It's a lot of fun. There's laughter, tears, a lot of healing. So if you have not gotten your ticket or you have not gotten mom a gift, go online, grab your ticket now, okay? And then, as always, you know, we had Lisa on a few weeks ago. She is coming here in August, and we have an event here in LA. Those tickets are flying off the shelf. So if you want a ticket, especially a VIP, you better grab it. Make sure you click. It's on my website. If you go to my website and the events, that might be the easiest way to get the link there. But grab your ticket. You don't want to miss Lisa. I mean, she's not really doing too much here because she's back on the East Coast. So you really want to be able to grab your ticket. But let's get into our guest tonight because this is just going to be fantastic. I met her through some mutual friends, and seeing what she's about and what she does, I thought it would be a perfect opportunity to have her on the show. She has written a children's book about gifted kids. And this is so important because this isn't something that's written about, right? A lot of us discovered our gifts as kids, but we had nowhere to go, no resources. So the fact that she's putting a resource out there is just unbelievable. She also runs her own center, Astral Journeys, and she is from New York. And so let's just take a moment here to welcome Christine Seebold to the show. Hi, Christine.
Hi, Colby.
Welcome. How are you?
Great. How are you?
I am good. So tell us about the book. Tell us what inspired the book.
Well, my childhood inspired the book. And also I went to the bookstore and I was like, I want to write a book.
Uh-huh.
And when I was in Barnes & Noble, I noticed that all the books were for adults.
Okay.
There were no books for kids.
Okay.
And I thought to myself, what about children that go through kind of what we went through as kids?
Yeah. And then, so tell me about your experience as a kid.
Well, I think I drove my grandmother crazy as a kid. I used to see people. I used to talk to relatives that had crossed over.
Okay.
I mean, it was. I would tell her I was a queen from Egypt, and I would tell her my name. That's what my next book is about.
Okay.
I would tell her my name, and I would tell her that she was a peasant, and I didn't have to say please and thank you. And she got really mad at me one day, and she's like, "If you want the cookie, you're going to have to say please and thank you." So I walked over, took the cookie, and I said, "May I please have the cookie? Thank you," and I walked away. So it was a long road, but it continued into high school and college and everything else. And I didn't grow up like other kids because she was psychic. So she had me, I was practicing, I was meditating when I was like 6 years old.
Oh, wow.
So this has been going on for a really, really long time.
So did it ever shut down for you? You know how some people, they have it and then it kind of goes dormant and then comes back out. Did it ever go dormant at any time for you?
No, because she wouldn't let it.
Okay.
It was, Sundays, it was in the sanctum and it was meditating and everything else. So it never went dormant. When I got out of college, I made it dormant because I didn't want to do it anymore.
Okay.
But it never goes away. It's always there.
What made you decide then to kind of seek it professionally?
My biggest worry was my children. So I wanted the kids to get out of school.
Okay.
And because, kids can be cruel.
Yeah.
So I waited till my first daughter, Mariah, got out of school. So she's in college now. And Gabby's in 11th grade, and she's all that. So she doesn't let anybody bother you. In fact, most of their friends think it's pretty cool.
Okay.
So now I've gone professional.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great. Are you enjoying it?
I love what I do.
Yeah.
I absolutely love what I do.
It's great, isn't it?
Yes. This is bringing closure to people, bringing spirit in and telling people things that there's no way you would know it.
Yeah.
It's undeniable.
So this book, Christine the Clairvoyant,
Yep.
it's really cute. Look how cute she looks, everybody. We got her real cute there. There we go. But this is a really great book because it is demonstrative of kind of those imaginary friends we have when we were kids and all of those things. What is your take on explaining to kids about having a gift? Do you believe parents should tell kids? Do you believe, how would you kind of handle that subject matter?
Well, I call them my superpowers.
Okay.
So that's what I call them. You know what I'm saying? So I have a lot of people that bring their 3 and 4-year-olds to see me. I get parents in shock on the phone.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, my child is talking to my great grandfather and she's never met him. How does she know his favorite cookie, and how does she know that what he used to drink and things like that?
Yeah.
So when the child comes in, I usually just sit on the floor and we play.
Okay.
We play, and then everything that I went through as a kid, the similarities come out. And it's just a conversation. You don't want to scare the child.
Right.
Some parents are like, oh my God, what do I do? And I'm like, nothing. I'm like,
Yeah.
ask questions. Ask the child questions. Ask them, who are they talking to? What is he saying? Things like that.
Yeah. And I always tell parents to, because I think parents can be leading in the opposite way too. Mm-hmm. Meaning like a kid may get someone and they'll say, oh, is that grandma? Like, don't be leading either, I don't think.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't want to lead them. Usually when it's really happening,
Yeah.
a child comes up with hard, cold facts.
Yeah.
They come up with stuff where the parents, it calls me, they're like, okay, there's
Yeah.
no way.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah.
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 And the other thing too, and again, this is probably just me. I know this as an adult. When the energy comes in, when we were unsure of it, it could feel a little scary because your heart rate kind of goes up a little bit. You feel that energy. Mm-hmm. So I think when kids say, oh, there's a monster in the room, or there's a monster in the closet, and then parents go in and go cleaning it out, I'm like, no, don't clean out the monsters.
Yeah.
Like, no. It is about embracing that, right?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing I would tell parents is believe your child.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You have, because a lot of people don't believe their children.
Yeah, they don't. And
Yeah.
that's a
and that's what shuts it down. But that's what shuts it down because the kid says, okay, I'm seeing things, I'm crazy.
Yep.
And then boop, the kid shuts it down and it's gone.
Yeah, yeah. Or the parent will just say, oh, it's just your imagination.
Yeah.
Well, it is, but that's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That's where it comes from, your imagination anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And it's, hearing voices in my head. Okay, what are they saying?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
It's all about what are they saying?
Yeah, my mom tells this story. My mom was never... I don't know. I mean, I'm really grateful to my mom because I can't say that she was a big believer when I was a kid. I don't think any of us were connecting the dots as to what was happening, but she never discouraged it. And I think that that's huge. She was very neutral, whether that was on purpose or not, but I think it was just the key to everything. But I know one time she would say she'd hear me outside, and so she'd come, and there I was in the front yard talking to someone, and she'd be like, who are you talking to? And I'd be like, oh, I'm talking to so-and-so, Mommy, and don't you just love her dress?
Yeah.
And my mom would go, oh, okay, yeah, okay. Well, dinner will be ready soon. And then just kind of backs away from the door.
That's great. But that works. That works.
It does work.
That works.
So I'm sure, she'd say we go by cemeteries and I'd be talking as we go by the cemetery. So, I'm just glad that she never shut it down.
Yes.
But, it's really funny.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny now.
That's the big thing is that as a parent, don't shut it down.
No, right. Absolutely.
Yeah, don't shut it down.
Yep. So now having 2 kids of your own, are any of those kids gifted?
Both of them are.
Do they do it or they practice or do they like, oh, I don't want to do this, Mom?
Yeah, the anxiety hits and it's like, this is your fault. You gave this to me.
Yes.
I don't know. You think this is great, but I don't like this. So they both do. And they're both trying to deal with it.
Okay.
They're both trying. But when your kid can the jelly bean jar, the exact amount to a half the jelly bean.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, she got it.
Well, actually, that's such a funny example that you brought up. In college once, there was a big jar of jelly beans. It would have been right around Halloween. And so you had to put a number down and then throw it in the thing, and you got a gift card to the bookstore. I literally named the exact amount of jelly beans. So it's actually, I am gifted. I am. See?
Yeah, that's exactly what she did.
Wow.
To the half a jelly bean.
Look at that. Yep. Listen, you guys, we are going to take some callers on air. So remember, if you get through, no ringing, dinging, blinging. Let's turn off those external noises. If you've just gotten through in the last couple weeks, go ahead and hang up that phone. Let's be fair and square to let some other callers get through. And if you do get through, well, thank you to Spirit. Make sure you show your gratitude, but just be precise in what you would like for Christine and I to look into for you. If it's one specific question about your life, a psychic insight, or a loved one in spirit, do let us know who it is so that we can kind of get right to it, just because we like to do them pretty quickly. So that just gives you all of that. But right before we take some callers, now you've got this book. Now you're in the process of writing a second book. Is that right?
Yep, almost done. It'll be out in a couple weeks.
And what is it called?
Christine the Clairvoyant Remembers a Past Life.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's all about my crazy hijinks as my Egyptian stuff that I would tell my grandmother about. And as a child, I would speak in Egyptian.
Wow.
2-year-olds don't speak in different languages.
Do you have any Egyptian stuff in your home to this day? Do you have any decor or anything that's Egyptian?
Tons of it.
Yeah, see, it's kind of neat, right?
Tons of it, yes. I'm very drawn to it.
I think that's very cool.
Yep.
It's very interesting. So, and it's a lot of fun, yeah?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. The book is, colorful like this one. It's for kids, so you want them to be able to read it.
Yeah.
And a lot of the kids that come to see me, I give them a copy of it, and the parents tell me, like, they don't put it down, or they're like, da-da-da, or they're pointing at the pictures, and they have a lot of comment in kind of what they're reading. So it works out well.
Do you teach children's classes?
That's coming up.
Okay.
I handle that very, very delicately.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not something you want to go racing into, because it's like, what do you teach a child? I think the biggest thing to teach them is how to make them go away, because that's the first thing the children say to me. Like, they won't leave me alone. How do I
Right.
make them go away? And I
Right.
simply tell them, very sternfully say, I don't want to talk to you right now.
Yes.
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
You know, and a kid doesn't get that.
Yeah.
Because they just keep pushing.
Yep.
So, you know, the kids are always, how do I? I'm like, just tell him to go. I said, you know how you get mad at your brother? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, just do that right there.
Then they get it right away. It's easy for them.
Yeah, you have to give them something to identify with.
Yep. Okay, great. Great. So now you're in New York
Yes, I'm in Albany, New York.
and it's cold there.
It's cold and rainy.
Yeah.
It's rainy, very rainy.
Yeah. Do you like it there though?
Well, my kids are there.
Yeah.
You know, somebody I'm seeing is there. Work is there. You know, would I like to live in California? Sure.
Yeah.
But for right now, everything is there.
Uh-huh.
My center's there, and we're busy. We just had Lisa there.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah.
And you're coming in the fall.
I'm going to come in the fall.
She's
Yes, I
coming
am.
in the fall.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited to be there.
And you're going to teach, and you're going to do a class.
Yes.
And you're going to do a gallery.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
It is. It is. It is. I think we never stop learning, and I think you should, you know, more teachers are better.
I believe that too.
Yeah.
And what's really fun is one of my clients, she came in and did this session, and then she's moving to New York, and then it was just so funny. She's like, and I was like, she goes, well, if you ever happen to be in Albany, and I was like, well, actually, I'm going to be there in September.
Yeah. That's good.
So she's like, oh, I got to sign up for it. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Where does she live?
Well, she's going to be in Albany. I don't know where she lives
she is?
yet. Yeah,
Okay.
'cause she's,
Oh, that's
I know
awesome.
her aunt is there, so she's going back to take care of her aunt.
Oh, that's nice.
I know, but what are the odds of all the places to be like, oh, yeah, well, I'll
Guess where
see you
I'm
there in a
going.
few months.
Yeah. Everything's divinely guided. There's
It
no
really
mistakes.
is, isn't it?
Everything's
I do
divinely
believe
guided.
that too. And, you know, real quick, you know, I won't get into it too much, but it is, I think, you know, being able to kind of find that balance that you're finding. You know, you've got kids, so you're being a mom, you're being a professional, you know, you're working on a relationship too, which is, so how do you find all of that balancing? Do you find it difficult, or is it getting easier for you?
Well, I do about 6 to 10 readings a day.
Okay.
At an hour a piece. So usually I start at 11 and I'm done at sometimes 8 o'clock at night.
Wow.
It's very hard because, as you know, this is draining.
Yes.
So, you know, my daughter is in 11th grade, so she's kind of self-sufficient. Mariah's in college, so she does her own thing.
Yeah.
But I still FaceTime Mariah. Well, she FaceTimes me like 25 times a day. But, you know, you cut it off at some point. You have breaks. You run home. You know, you do whatever.
Yeah.
I take Sundays off, or I'll cut my days short so I can spend time with people I care about.
Yeah.
But it's like any mom that's working.
Yeah.
You have to find a balance.
You do.
Yeah, if you
Absolutely.
don't, something suffers.
And I think especially in this industry, breaks are critical. They absolutely need to be, because you're right. It takes a lot of energy to hold the space for your sitter, for spirit to kind of stay in that power. And if you're doing it reading after reading, day after day, you do have to kind of find those breaks to replenish.
Yeah. It gets tiring after, like, I think I just went on like 11 days of just straight readings.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And I was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm going to California. I'm out.
There you go.
You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Fun.
But it's the reward that comes with this. So you figure it out.
Yeah.
You figure it out.
Yeah. And like I said, you know, I used to do taxes. I don't know if you know that, but sure beats tax returns.
Yeah.
You know, not that I couldn't sit there and do it every year though. When I do my taxes, and then I have my old boss who's review my taxes just to make sure I didn't make any mistakes.
Yeah.
And so every year when I do it, I go, oh, I'm kind of proud of myself that I did a tax return.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay,
Done.
Yeah. But this is way more fun, way more rewarding.
Yeah.
By a long shot.
Yeah. That's, you know, to see someone that's lost somebody.
Yes.
And to be able to give them answers.
Yep.
And talk about things that, there's no way you would know.
That's right. That's right.
And just, to see the response of someone, it's amazing.
Yeah. So how about we take a caller or two? All right, Tony, move that screen over a little bit. Thank you so much. How about, okay. Oh, we got some callers here. We got a lot of callers. How about number 9402? Here we go. Hey, 402, you're on the air with Christine and Colby. Who is this?
Hey, my name is Lynn. Good afternoon, or good evening, I guess.
Hi, Lynn. How are you, honey?
I'm doing well. How are you, ladies?
I'm good. How you doing? Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah. What can we do for you tonight?
Good. So I'm going through some stuff, and I'm kind of torn. I'm just not catching up the way that I want to, and it's kind of a mental, physical kind of connection, and I'm just wondering if you have any insight into that.
Okay, absolutely. Christine, you got anything you want to start with?
Well, she's talking about mental, physical, so we know that our mental affects our physical. But do you overthink things?
Yes.
Okay. And is there anxiety also with this?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the first thing you've got to, it's not what happens to us, but I think more important is how we react to things. Okay? So your reaction is a lot to do with things. So I would say you have to learn how to not let things bother you and to roll off your back. And that'll help with some of your anxiety. But what is the specific situation we're talking about? And are you tired? Very tired?
I am, actually, yeah. Yep.
Well, before you give us the situation, I just kind of want to see, because it makes me feel like, Lynn, I'm not a doctor, so I can't diagnose. Yep. But I do feel like there's a level of depression, like a depression and disappointment. Like I feel like it's kind of like 2 or 3 things bad in a row kind of happened. And I feel like, like you lost your job, you lost your relationship. Like I just feel like it's like boom, boom. And I feel like you've just gotten hit, and you're expecting yourself to just get right back up and rally on without like really giving yourself that time to heal from those. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I mean, and that was kind of in the past, and that kind of triggered what I've been going through and just kind of buried it. And so I've kind of been many years just kind of stuck.
Yeah.
And so I've been working to get through all that. So yeah, that does make a lot of sense.
Yeah. One of the things I think that needs to happen is you got to start moving your physical body, because I feel like I know you're tired and I know it's difficult for you, but I keep feeling like you got to it's almost like if anybody ever works out, a day or two after you work out, lactic acid builds up in your muscles, right? And it needs to kind of come out. But I almost feel like there's that. Like I almost feel like the energy, the residual energy that you're holding on to is locking into your physical body, and it's making it worse. So I think if you actually started to move your body, walk, exercise, I really, really feel like it's going to help the other areas.
Yep. And you got to get out of your box. You've got to get out of your box.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That I do. The exercise is kind of part of the problem. I exercise a little too much, but getting out of my box does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, get out of the box and you'll be okay. You got to find the door in the box and just walk through it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's about, like she's saying, also not getting locked into that past either, Lynn. It's really letting yourself be more present, which is also going to help with your anxiety. Yeah. And just putting yourself out there a bit more.
Right.
Okay?
Yep, that makes sense.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Lots of love to you,
Have
honey.
a good night.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, you too. Bye-bye.
All right. How about we take another caller? How about number 10, 870? Hey, 870. You're on the air. Okay, we're gonna turn you down. Okay. You're gonna. Hello.
Yes, this is Judy.
Judy, you gotta turn down the external noises, sweetheart.
Okay.
All right, put it on pause, Tony. All right, Judy, you get it together, and we're going to take another caller while you do. How about number 16, 949? 949, you are on the air.
Hello. Thank you for taking my call. My name is Roxanne.
Hey, Roxanne. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I have two questions, but am I only allowed to ask one?
One.
Pick one. Pick the important one.
That's right. Prioritize, Roxanne.
All right. I'm prioritizing with money first. Okay, so I got a new job doing outside sales. It's 6 weeks now, and I was just wondering, what do you guys feel for me? Do you feel I'm going to be successful, or do you feel like this isn't the one for me?
Oh, this is a tough one.
You got to hit that running.
Yeah.
You got to hit it running. You've got a lot of competition. You've got, I think that you are a force to be reckoned with once you focus. Don't worry about everybody else. Just go do your thing, and you are going to be just fine at this.
It just doesn't feel like you're fully trusting this position. I just feel like you don't fully trust it. Does that make sense? Like, so you haven't really opened up and committed to it 100%. Like, I just feel like you're holding back.
Okay, I definitely feel that, because this is a completely new industry for me, and it's taking me back a little bit. It's like, wow, there's a lot here.
Yeah, but you're being almost like too cautious. I feel like you sit in meetings and you're just kind of playing with your pen and your paper, and you're listening, but it's like, okay, and you're really nervous and you're not speaking up. Like I said, hit the ground running, speak up, go do your thing. You got this.
Yeah, you just got to work outside that comfort zone.
Okay.
And you also have
yeah, you're right. I'm being overly cautious. I am.
Yeah, and you're overthinking it. And then the other thing too is, just remember that this isn't the end all be all. Like, I think that this position here, I think once you master it and excel at it, it leads to something else that you're going to enjoy a bit more. Mm-hmm. This one, it may not be in the field that you're loving so much, but I do know it's really essential for you to master this, because it leads you to
something better.
The next job, yes, which is a few years down the road, but it leads you to something you love and in a position you love much more.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Do you feel that position I love will be within the same company, but just moving up, or a different company, different field?
It absolutely could be in the same company. It's just a matter of you giving this company a chance. Like, yeah, it's almost like you're dating. Like, I almost feel like you're dating, but you're not like opening up to the person, and then you're wondering how they feel about you. And it's like, well, they don't know you.
That's good. I agree.
Yeah, I do hold back. That's definitely for sure. In dating life, and obviously with my work.
Yeah, see that, Roxanne? And you wonder why we're single and why we're having trouble loving this job.
That's funny.
Okay, so jump in head first. I am an Aries, so I could jump in head first and just give it my all.
You absolutely can. Absolutely. Of course you can. Yep. Yes.
Jump in. Stop being so cautious. You're cautious in a lot of things in your life.
Yeah, you got to take those chances.
Yeah,
that's my rising sign Capricorn coming out, being cautious. I need to stomp on that.
Yeah, you need to. Let's get out of your own way.
Mm-hmm. It'll go well.
All right,
It'll go well. This is a learning experience for you. Take everything in and take good notes.
Yeah. Remember, Spirit wouldn't have brought it to you if you weren't supposed to experience it.
That's true. And everything just unfolded easily, and and I got hired, and everything just seems to be coming easily. Doors just seem to be opening. I just haven't made my first sale yet, and I've had 4 appointments, so I'm kind of it's just unusual for me. Normally, it's very easy for me to sell.
Right, but it's two things here. Embrace what you're selling a bit more, because like I said, it's outside your comfort zone, so you're not really embracing it. Second, you're going into the meetings nervous, so you got to work on that. You're not going into them confident.
Okay. That's for sure.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you just look at this as like, okay, whatever, it's like dating, you know, when you're all like serious and you're like, okay, and you take yourself too seriously and you get to the date and you're all wound up, it usually doesn't go well. But when you're relaxed and it's like, all right, Spirit, it's up to you. If I'm supposed to be here, I'm supposed to be doing this, make it work. And I think everything flowed so easily for you that you're supposed to be there. Like I said, it's a learning experience. A couple years from now, I don't believe you're going to be in the same place, and you also may be moving, just so you know.
Well, that's good because I do want to be successful, and if I'm successful, I want to buy a house next year. So I want to be moving.
Well, then get your feet into this job and go with it, okay?
Do you see me moving
All
next
right,
year? Or do you see it moving
Roxanne.
Oh, got it.
Roxanne.
Got it. Sorry.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, ladies.
Lots of love, baby doll. Have a good night.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Okay. You too.
Don't mess with Colby.
All right, here we go. Let's see. Oh, did Judy hang up? Judy still there? All right, Judy. Judy, listen, we're going to, ready? 3, 2, 1. Judy, are you there?
I am.
There you go.
Hey, I know I had you guys on and you were hearing yourselves.
Yes.
But
and everyone
Anyway,
else
I gotta-
hears
I
us
gotta
twice. What can we do
Yeah,
for you tonight?
well, I've been studying my mediumship, and sometimes I feel like it goes in a lull. And I live in a place where it's not really accepted. However, it's getting more accepted.
Uh-huh.
And I just didn't really know how to get started.
Okay. All right.
I do I like read some friends,
Okay.
and then sometimes they want to know why I know things. And I
Right.
can't explain it.
Judy, can I just say one thing? I want you and I want you to find more joy in this, because I'm not hearing joy in your voice around it. And I want to, I know it's a lot of pressure, and I know it's worrisome, and especially when you're in a community where it's not fully accepted, but I still want you to find that joy in that beautiful gift and that connection. Okay. I think that's the first and foremost.
I get excited for me. I get excited, but then I start kind of shutting down
That's
when
right.
people look at me weird.
Listen, girl, you just get used to the eyeballs, get used to the weirdness.
Yeah. That's true.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I also think, and Christine, you tell me what your experience was. Okay. Coming from the tax world into the mediumship. Oh, it was weird because all the people I was around, they were like, what? So I did feel like people were judging and all of that. But once I trusted and once I surrendered to spirit, I actually literally found so many more people that were a part of this work and believed in this work. And it's very rare to me that I actually feel like there is a skeptic around me. I don't really encounter it too much. So I think once you shift your vibration and you surrender, you're actually going to bring in more people that believe than you realize. What do you think, Christine?
Yeah, I was in the car business for a long time. And I started doing lives like a couple years ago, and I remember getting to one of the dealerships in the afternoon, and somebody was like, "Oh my God, I didn't know you were a medium," and the whole service department was talking about it, and I was like, "Oh my God."
Yeah, I think when you love it and you're joyful about it and you're proud of it, you're gonna really start to see that you have to give people permission to be okay with it.
Yeah, you got to stand in your own power.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have to stand in your own power. This is what you do. You should try to get around like-minded people, or go online.
Facebook groups.
Yep, Facebook groups. Lisa's got some online classes, which are really, really good.
I have some on my website.
Colby's got some.
Right.
The more training you get by reputable people. There's a lot of people online, and I'm like, oh, my Lord.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Colby, Lisa, these are people that are trained, and you can take the courses from your house.
Yes.
And that's what I would recommend. If you're in a neighborhood where there's no churches or no groups around you, go online.
What area are you in?
I'm in Arkansas.
Oh, Lordy. Okay.
Well, Arkansas's got dead people, so this is all right.
It is, and I do get some good feedback. And I got involved with a group they're down in Little Rock, but I'm
2.5 hours from them.
Yeah.
So I can't meet with them regularly, but they've been letting me, they FaceTime with me.
Okay.
That's perfect.
So it
Yeah.
has been helping, but I just didn't know how going about doing it here.
Well, one thing
Because
that,
I get, my face lights up when this happens, and I get so excited, and then I get so irritated when people don't understand.
right, but I think I'm going to be I'm going to be very honest with you, Judy, okay?
Okay.
It's because you're not fully believing in yourself. Honestly, what's happening is you've got, when you're reading, you're nervous, you got some insecurity coming through. So you're kind of expecting them to not have like that, oh my gosh, you're amazing. But you will see that when you fully, and so my feeling is that you need more training. My feeling, and I think that's Christine's feeling too.
Yep. Yeah.
Because that's going to make you understand your gifts so well that when you understand your own gifts so well, you become confident in them.
Oh, yeah.
And when you become confident, it exudes from you. It exudes in your reading. It exudes how you deliver. You're not going to take their facial reactions or their responses so personally. Like, you're going to realize that sometimes people are trying to process something, or sometimes it's nerve-wracking, or sometimes they have to think about something. You won't think of it as, oh, they're judging me. And I promise you, if you do that, you will start to find, I guarantee you, listen, I have been all over the world, and I have been in the South. There are people, yes, there are people who absolutely believe in this work. So it can't be like where you are is an excuse. Like, just don't let it be. Okay.
And I have been doing that.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know. Well, that's why we're calling you out on it. This should be.
Thank you for calling me out.
But one thing to do too, we have the summit coming up, and if at all you can somehow make it to LA, you don't have to be in LA for 4 days, but the summit is taught online. It's 12 weeks online by Lisa Williams, right? It's intermediate advanced online by Lisa. I would be your mentor if you chose me, all right? Then I look at your homework.
There you go.
And then you spend 4 days. It's intense, but I have people come all over for it. And I tell you what, you end that, you get through that, you will leave that course feeling so much more empowered and confident. Yeah. And I think it would change the way you're working radically, and it would change your outlook radically. So that's something to consider, okay?
I will. And when is that summit again? Is that the August one?
Yes. It starts July 1st, and then our in-person 4 days is in September, the last week of September.
Okay.
So it's a commitment.
Yes,
it's
I follow you. I follow you all the time you're on.
Yay!
So,
That's
yay.
awesome.
And so I've been looking at the classes. It's just
my
sister-in-law became
you got to stop looking and take them.
very ill, so it's been kind of.
Yeah, you got to commit. There's always going to be something in life. Always. It's just
true.
And you will see going through the course. Oh, Spirit, you know how it is. Spirit will throw things at you. They will test you.
Yep.
But that they want to know how dedicated you are, and they want to know what you're holding on to so that they help you break it. That's why I'm saying you leave that course completely empowered, different, confident. So anyhow, I hope that helps, Judy.
All right. It did. Thank you very much, ladies.
You're welcome.
You're
Have
welcome.
a great day.
Have a great night.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Yeah, I remember those days, huh? You're nervous, and what
Very
am I
nervous.
doing, and what's going on,
Yep.
and then
Doing a gallery.
yeah.
Sometimes you get information and it's like, there's no way that guy ate, or you get
know.
things and you're like, and then you say it and the person goes, oh my God, all the time. And I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You even
You're like,
shock yourself.
yeah, and there's just some things too you say out there that are just so like oddball, off the cuff, and they're like, oh, absolutely, like really?
Yeah. Yep. Yes.
So good luck, Judy. Good luck to you, honey. All right, how about we do number 21, 971. Okay, 971, you are on the air with Christine and Colby. Who is this? This is no one.
Hello?
Hello.
She's there.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Okay.
We can hear you.
Hi, this is Danny.
Hi, Danny.
Hi,
How you doing?
I'm good. Sorry, I was a little surprised that I connected with you guys.
Surprise.
What can we do for you tonight?
Hi. Yeah, so
I am curious what my spirit guides have to say about my career. I'm kind of at a confusing place and having a really hard time deciding where to go with my direction with my career.
All right. Well, I'm not going to connect to your spirit guides for them to give you answers, but I will connect to your soul and higher self. Does that sound fair enough to you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Do you want to start, Christine?
You can start.
Yeah. All right. So, one of the things, Danny, is, I think that there needs to be a lot more confidence in how you're working. Like, I don't quite feel like you're doing something you love. Like, I don't quite feel like you're in the right field. Something's going on in that way. Like, because I feel like you're too afraid to kind of change it. You're too afraid to kind of go towards something you really love. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So, I feel like for you've got to, you just feel very reserved. I feel like you've got like a regular job. I was going to call it a little job, and I didn't mean to say that. But I mean,
it is. Okay. Well, it is. Yeah.
Okay. And I just feel like you're holding on to that like with white knuckles. You're just too afraid to kind of let it go.
But she doesn't want to be there.
But she
doesn't want to be there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. Well, you guys might be picking up on my marriage. My marriage is in rocky, but that could be kind of standing in the way of me pursuing the career. So I've been doing Reiki, and kind of stopped doing it, and was going back and forth with wanting to drop it altogether or just pursue something else.
Just because you got stopped?
And I don't.
Well, I guess the question is, why did you stop?
Yeah, I got stalkers all the time.
Yeah. No, she said she got stopped, right?
No, stalked.
Oh, stalked.
Stalked? Danny?
Well, kind of.
Stalked or stopped?
Kind of. Well, I stopped, but yeah, I
stopped.
Kind of a complicated situation. So there's some things that happened to me last summer in my marriage, and I basically stopped doing Reiki, stopped doing anything. Because my marriage was really rocky, and I put it on hold when my marriage went through a funky place. I don't know if that makes sense.
I see.
So, yeah.
So she cut off all emotion.
Yeah.
She stopped doing Reiki because that makes you feel, and because you don't want to feel, because you don't want to deal with what's going on in your marriage, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, the other thing, too, is, you're and I feel like what happened in your marriage happened to you as well. Is that right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, and is it that a partner was unfaithful? Would that be right, honey?
No, I was.
Okay, baby, that's okay. So I'm glad you're taking responsibility for it, right?
Stop punishing yourself.
Yeah, stop punishing yourself. Right. And the other thing too is, and maybe that's too, like maybe giving up something she really loves was a way of punishing herself as well.
Yeah, punishing yourself. You gotta stop doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's about like, you allow yourself to know that you deserve to be lovable, and you deserve to have a full life, and you deserve to have a happy life, and that, and if something's not working, just be honest about that it's not working.
You did that for a reason. You really need to take the time and search yourself for why you did that.
Yeah. And do you want this marriage to work? Are you in love with this person that you want to make this work? Are you still there? Because we're live on air, so we do need you to talk to us, or we got to cut the call off, okay?
Yeah, sorry.
This isn't...
I'm taking it in. Yeah, I do love him. I struggle because sometimes I feel like he resents me for what I did.
Well, of course he does. Listen.
You would too.
Of course he does.
And I understand that, and I hold space for him in that way, but he gets really aggressive verbally, and it down.
Yeah, but he's hurt. So he's hurt and he's angry, and he hasn't learned how to process his emotions.
Yep.
So the thing is rather than you guys creating this passive aggressive relationship that has no chance of survival, if you love one another, you have to find ways to work through it. So even maybe counseling or something along that line. But, you just can't expect him to just be over it, but you also can't expect yourself to keep punishing yourself either.
Yeah, it's like a vicious circle on a Ferris
Yeah, it
wheel.
is. And there's no way you'll get through it if you guys keep doing this to it.
Someone's got to get off the Ferris wheel.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I've made appointments to set myself up for therapy. So just start with myself, because that's kind of where I'm at, where I feel like I need to.
Start with
heal those
yourself,
ones
and
first.
and then as far as career goes, but it's about it's about not shutting everything down, like Christine is saying. Okay, hon?
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much.
All right, lots of love to you.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, it's really hard to kind of get through those things. But if they don't start talking to one another and actively working through it, there's no way it can work. I'm not sure. You know?
When someone's done something wrong, you either have to forgive and move on or cease it.
Yep, absolutely. All right, we got time for one more quick call. It's almost at the end. Can you believe it? I told you it goes by really quick.
And it's
I
fun.
know. It's fun, isn't it? Yeah. I told you. It's like chop chop, everybody. They love it, though. My East Coast peeps are like, yeah, Colby, you guys keep going. Because everyone wants their call to get through.
Yeah, exactly. There's a ton of them.
There is a ton. All right. How about our last call, number 24562? You are on the air. 562, you're on the air with Christine and Colby. Who is this?
Hi, good evening. My name is Yvonne.
Hi,
Good evening, Yvonne.
What can we do for you tonight?
Hi. So I'm calling today because I have been going through a lot of things. I recently lost my job.
Okay.
And I recently lost my stepfather.
Okay.
So I wanted to know just if there's anything I should know, or if there's anything exciting for me as far as my career, any exciting news, any new, a new chapter.
Yeah.
And of course, I would love to know if, my stepfather is okay.
Well, he is okay, but we don't have time to do both, right? We've only got a minute. So as the last caller, you do have to know he is around. That's why you got through. All right. So just trust that. Okay. But I also feel like with the job, I do feel like it was kind of almost done on purpose by the universe for you to find a place of happiness. So it's almost like maybe you had this job, but you weren't happy in it, right? So I feel like they take the job away so that you have a moment to find what's truly happy. Because as you know, with your stepdad, our time is limited, our physical time. Mm-hmm. So what do you see around her job?
I see her. Did he smoke?
Well, we only have a minute, so we're going to have to be a little quicker. We can't do mediumship.
He smoked.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It just happens. It comes. You can't stop it from cutting.
Well, the show's going to cut off, so it's going to have to, you're going to have to hold it.
Your job, this may have been a little bit of a catalyst, I feel, but there's fear there and there's wanting to move forward, but not. So you're stuck in this groove. So I would suggest pen and paper, sitting down and figuring out direction. Where am I going? Where am I? What am I doing? And then moving from there, because you don't want to make a little helter-skelter decision as you move forward. So you need to just take the emotion out of this a little bit, center yourself, and sit down with pen and paper and say, what's next? What's next? Where do I want to go? What do I really want to do?
And I just feel like with this job ending, it's actually a really good thing because it's letting you heal. It's giving you time to kind of figure out who you are and what you want. And I see you getting into something where you're getting a chance to help people. And I feel like you're really going to love that. Like, I know this seems like such a setback to you, but just give it a couple months because I feel like you're going to be in something that you really love and you can really build. And you're going to be around people. I think it's important for you to be around people with your work, okay? Because I know you enjoy helping people.
Yes.
Okay, so just keep that up and keep your chin up. And of course, your stepdad is around, as we just figured out.
He's
okay?
He's around you a lot.
Okay. Got it. Thank you so much.
All right.
welcome,
Lots
honey.
of love to you, honey.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right, so that is it. That is the end of the show. It goes by really quick, and we can't go over because we do have a show after here. So I want to thank you so much for being on, Christine.
Thank you for having me.
Wonderful. Here you go, everybody. Christine the Clairvoyant, and they can get it on Amazon, too, right?
Barnes & Noble.
Okay, perfect.
And Walmart now, too. Figure that one.
There you go. All right. So keep an eye out for her new book, and I want to thank all of you, and I will see you guys next week. Have a great night, everybody, and thank you again.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Sometimes I feel like a star, but only strictly where I'm famous. I'm in this for the longest haul, like we'll see where it takes us. I'm throwing back these double shots like whiskey here is weightless. Cause this career I chose was even riskier than Vegas, yo.